What week are we? Is it week 4 or week
5?
5?
Five,
Week
isn't it?
5 now.
Week 5.
Week 5.
Week
Okay.
5.
Right. Okay. Welcome to the Redaction Week 5. Here we are. We've got the staples of Jez and Matt, and we've got the sprinkle on top of Dan from the Razorbacks with us this week. How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing, Dan?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Welcome, Dan.
So we're gonna kick off today. Obviously, we missed last week, so we're just gonna have a little quick review of how badly Matt and Jez did on the predictions this time around. That's from week 3, because we obviously didn't cover off week 4. I was very disappointed how close I came to that Sonics and Nighthawks prediction. I was almost spot on with that. 42-0, and it came up 46. God damn it! And even the Redcoats and Snow Bears one, I was like, damn, so close, but yet so far. And the only one to pull out the Scorpions against the Stampede.
Yes. Less you can say about that game, the better.
I thought I'd pause there for a little bit, seeing as we've got to cover off
Yeah.
2 Stampede losses this week. I thought
But when their receiver gets 400 and something yards and he's got a B injury, you just think, what are you? Why am I bothering?
was this one
I
more?
wouldn't mind, but
Was this one more painful than the one this week?
yes, this one was more painful because 400 and something. I'm sure it's 400 and something yards that receiver got, and it was like, I've got decent corners, so
460.
ridiculous with a B injury. So good job he wasn't fully fit. It'd have been 600 yards.
Yeah, 3-pointer. Oh, got a few 3-pointers this. Another 3-pointer this week that we got to go through. So anyway, that was the predictions. Another classic Monday night football game. Where I thought, Matt 3-0. You know, thought they were going to pick up a soccer ball for that one, and 3-0. But that was proper sandbagging from Chris at the Nighthawks there. So yeah, I had 9 points against you, your 2 threes. So I had a fantastic week. Right, so week 4, we're gonna have a little look at some of the results. Wanted to cover off the Spartans game because that was a all-time classic by the looks of it. And then we got Monday Night Football, which had my triumphs in there, or non-triumphs for the past 3 seasons now. So I thought we'd cover off a Dan and Matt game as well, because I know he's looking forward to talking about how Johnny beat him. So let's get kicked off with that game against Spartans and the Snow Bears. I mean, that was an absolute classic, Jez. What weren't you sweating through while you were watching that?
Oh, well, I knew it was going to be a good game. Me and Lee always have good games for the we have done for the last 3 or 4 seasons, and I knew we were going to give up points in the air as well because our number 1 cornerback's out injured and he's high level, so we were hurting at the back. Polar Bears have got good receivers and they're always going to punish us there, so I'm just pleased we managed to put up as many points as we did against his defence. But it went right down to the wire in the last literally the last minute of the game, it swung 3 times. We were leading going into on the 59th minute. Snow Bears, and then we intercepted. We were bearing down on their 6 yard line. We were 3 points ahead, bearing down on the 6 yard line. Through an interception, all we had to do was just knock out a bit more time and then kick a field goal, and we won by 6 points. Instead, Fox throws an interception. Next play, Lee bombs it to Burton Slim for an 80-yard chunker touchdown. So they go 4 points ahead. We then have 20 seconds. We restart at 59:40 and have 20 seconds to drive from our 20-yard line. And after a few plays, chuck a 57-yard streak. Absolutely nuts ending to a brilliant game. But I was fuming when that 80-yard chunk play came in on 59:10 after we'd thrown an interception. I was absolutely fuming until I scrolled down a little bit more and saw that we'd done something similar. So Lee would have been double fuming when he got to that point, no doubt.
Oh, with a streak as well.
Streak. And our streak is switched off. We haven't got the streak ticked.
No.
I've deliberately got it switched off because I hate streak.
Oh my days. So you hit the streak, and I always find like streaks when you've got short zone as well. It seems even harder to be able to hit it. But
that's down to it. I mean, it even says it on the play. It's down to leadership. Fox has got one leadership, which is boosted to 2 because of the rivalry, boosted to 3 because of home dominance, and that leadership kicked in on that play right there.
oh dear, yeah, I don't miss those kind of games at the moment myself. Those are like get the heart going a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, it's experience and leadership. Because, like I say, I've deliberately got streak not ticked because I hate it. The number of times I've had it ticked and I've thrown 3 streaks in a row in the last minute, and they've all been incomplete. I've just thought, well, what's the point? Why regular plays have higher percentage completion than those streaks do. So, but Fox's experience and calling his own plays and the leadership kicked in there and decided, no, fuck it, let's go for a streak. So yeah, brilliant game, really great one to watch. Good one for the neutrals. Not so good for Lee, but he's got a chance to get his own back in week 10 when we go to their place.
Yep. Any other thoughts, fellas?
It was going to be close, wasn't it? This one. So I was, yeah, games, right? So that's not wouldn't be a surprise. You might beat each other up a little bit to give me a chance, but pretty good game. I was interested. Yeah, just looking at it now, it's really interesting. But yeah, don't think Lee will cry too much. He's got enough bowls to. He'll be all right.
Yeah. I think the biggest winners from that game, aside from Spartans, obviously, were yourselves, Dan, and James's in-laws.
That's it.
And the quest for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it's one of those things with that division, isn't it? There's 3 good teams, well, 2 good teams in there because I'm not sure about the Rapiers anymore, but two good teams in there, and like you say, all other divisions are sitting there going, "Oh, this is great for seeding."
Yeah, well, we take chunks out of each other.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually, Jez, do you actually watch the play-by-play on this, or do you use the player?
No, I watch the play, but I've tried the player before, but it doesn't do it for me.
Really?
So I scroll down play by play.
How about you, Matt and Dan? How do you watch your games?
Always use the player. I might prefer it. I mean, it's just scrolling through text. No, I like to just watch it on the sofa. It's quite good to watch actually. I don't like it at all the other way around from you, Jez. I don't like scrolling down. It doesn't really give me much or sort of see what happens in the game. I think it's quite much more dramatic if you're kind of watching it happen.
Do you even watch your games anymore, Matt?
I watch the player for my game. Everybody else is I scroll down,
Right.
or I just click to the result. Depends if I care. If it's a divisional rival, I'll usually scroll down. If I don't give a monkeys about who wins, I'll just click on the result.
Yeah. No, I'd make that a 3-1 because I love watching it on the player as well, and just even with the just the bar going up and down, giving a little bit of perspective on where that ball is. Watching fumble appear twice when you return it and it's another fumble and you think, oh shit, he's dropped it. Oh no, it's just a bug. But yeah, it's all good. I'm much of
It always reminds me of that game. There was that game Head Coach. Everyone ever played that for the
Yeah.
Spectrum, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very, very similar.
Yeah, that's actually the game that got me into this because I was searching for it online on Google, and then this game came up, and I thought, oh, this sounds pretty good. I'll give this a go. So I was actually searching for a copy of the old head coach game when I
A
found.
retro copy.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, you can't get better than that for a finish, I think, in week 4, unless someone can tell me otherwise. But that's good. And what's that? G injury.
Yeah, our returner, Flame Walker, which most teams aren't bothered about returners, but I am, and he's a really good one, and that's going to hurt us because G is a 100% injury.
Yeah.
He's done. He's done for the regular season. So depending on how well he recovers, will be, and whether we make the playoffs will be, whether he makes any more appearances in the postseason. But he's done for the regular season.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a great game. Right, let's go on to the Razorbacks and the Marinas.
Wasn't a great game.
Up a bit.
Up a bit.
Up a bit. Just below ours. Keep going.
There it is. Thank you. Yeah. So we're fill us in on this one, Dan. How are you feeling about this one? Has it told you anything about your team?
Good. The Mariners are getting better, though. I think our division's been shocking for a couple of seasons. It's been just a cakewalk for me, but I think the Mariners are next year they might be all right. So they're a little better, but yeah, we had a lot of possession. Everything was better, but it was just a bit painful. We went up 30, 40 yards and then just screwed it up, intercepted it or punted it, and repeat that for 4 quarters. We were about 3 or 4 points ahead the whole game, so it was just a painful watch, waiting for them to score and nick it off us at the end. So luckily we took it on. This is probably from the out of division games. This is the only slightly my division. So if I'd lost this, it wouldn't have been good. But just one of those ones. Just happy to get a win, move on, and we can smash someone.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see a lineman getting MVP. You always seem to be.
I don't know what does that tell you? What that tells you no one's been that good.
You always seem to be producing OTs though for your trade boards. So
White's my best one I've ever had. He's seriously good, so I can see why he gets, because he's my best player. But I don't know why they give it to him. I guess he did the running game did a right job, but he didn't either. So it's a funny one.
oh, he's not even got showman.
He's had a few MVPs. No, he's had 2. Yeah, at least 2. I don't know. Yeah, who knows why?
Good start. I mean, 30 first downs. I mean, that's more first downs than you got points on the board. That's one extreme to the other that we might talk about later. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go on, Jez.
They bossed the ball, didn't they? They 64% possession. like you say, 30 first downs to Mariners 6. It just didn't really give Mariners much of a chance to do anything with it. They did well to put up 18 points with only 6 first downs, and that much of the ball, to be honest. But yeah, so the performance was a wider gap than the score was.
Yeah, they didn't score an offensive touchdown either, did they? Mariners. That's a kick return and all field goals.
Plays, I think their
it's one of them.
receiver got just a couple of big ones, and they just got a few field goals. At least they didn't let them score, but yeah.
Right, it's one of them games where you look at it and you look at why was it that close, but if they'd gone and scored a touchdown near the end, you'd have been swearing big time. Just looks like you totally outperformed them, to be honest. Couldn't punch the points in.
So Mariners, another deep zone. Oh, the deep zone team, are they again? Run flat.
Running game, they got a couple of good running backs, so I think they might be a team. I think going forward, I think that's their best 2 players.
Yeah, it's a nice fullback.
Running backs, so I think that's going to be a big team. I have to get some tools in.
Yeah, that's gonna probably looking good for next season. Probably start challenging, I guess. Then.
Next season, but I think we should still win the division with the team I've got, but you know.
Yeah, they've got a good halfback and a good fullback, so they'll be hitting the I formation.
Yeah,
coming out of that.
Yeah, and a couple of deep zoners as well. So,
Attacking the zones.
Indeed. Right. Okay. So, number 3, game number 3, we're going to have a look at. Sorry, Matt. It's not been a good week. Not a good week to come talk about the Stampede, really, is it?
Rubbish. Rubbish. Yeah, we got outplayed. Completely outplayed. The score was not a reflection of how well we played, did it? I think it was something like, have a look at the drive charts. I'm sure they scored touchdowns or they scored points on the first 4 or 5 possessions, and it was almost game over at that point.
Yeah, first 4.
Touchdown. Yeah. Aye. I say we just weren't in the game at all, and then we missed. Same as I think we'd missed. I think the week before against the Scorps, my kick couldn't make a kick.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, I think he missed 1 or 2 as well. I can't remember. What did he do this week?
No, he didn't miss any this week.
He landed them all.
Oh, right. It was last week he missed. The week before he missed them all. So. But,
He's back on the Christmas card list this week.
Aye, we weren't in the races, to be honest. I just can't seem to be. My red zone's just appalling at the moment. I can't seem to get any PDs. It's all field goal attempts or just not good. So I feel less bothered about it. The week before I felt really gutted about it because I thought I should have won last week.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. No Lomo either. Oh.
Exactly.
Disappointed on that one.
To be honest, even with the Lomo, I don't think I'd have won. That's how bad we were.
Yeah, that first half was pretty. I mean, when you think that all 31 of those points came in that first half, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we weren't.
20,
we weren't in the race.
22 levels would it have made a difference? Who knows?
No, I don't think so.
You were running it well, though. Angel was getting 5.8 yards per carry. But I think the reason why you lost is because your other running back is called Run Through Hole.
No bloody holes.
You get everything you deserve for if you've got a player called Run Through Hole.
Hey, I've come up with a couple of decent ones this year. What have I got this year?
Oh, dearie
I've
me.
got 10.
It's out Strong Boy. Someone Strong Boy, which is
Oh, he's the tight end. Yeah, he's the tight end. Yeah.
Is he?
Strong Boy with a tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Strong boy.
Nice.
Obviously not making enough holes for run through.
no. Wait for 4D next year.
Oh, yeah, 4D.
4D.
Is that because he can run down through the pitch as well? Or is that?
No, no, he's just got 4 names. If you go into his name, it's like Derek Darnell, something I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Like 3D used to play for the Rough Riders. He got 3 stupid names as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember coming up.
I get really bored naming these players. I'm like, I'll just give them the most unique name ever. Especially if I know I'm never going to trade them. I don't give a monkeys. They're not going anywhere. So I ain't got to try and persuade somebody. That's a great name.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Conrad does the same in the Big Sky. Most of the players that he put in there were the same names he'd used for the players in the GFL. So, you know, Emu and
Just had a look at your running back to see if he's got a first name, and his first name is Must.
Must run through hole.
As I said, I get bored sometimes doing these names.
You might have to change that to Dusney. Okay, so there we go. I think that's enough ramblings on that one. So
Yeah, get on with the next one.
Yeah, stop rambling, people.
we'll finish off with Monday shite football and the Meerkats with the Spitfires. Probably the only time you'll see the Spitfires featured this season. I don't think.
Another reason why you're losing, by the way, Greg, is because of your helmet. You need to draw something on your helmet.
I need to draw something on my helmet.
No, Greg does. No, sorry,
Oh,
Matt does.
Matt does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
draw something on your helmet for next week, Matt.
Oh, wrong one.
No, I can't watch that. No, not bothered. It's like player faces. Drives me nuts. Not interested. Somebody wants to design a helmet for me and put it on the website and everything, and fine, go for it.
There we go. There's the challenge. There's the challenge. Somebody come and decorate Matt's helmet.
Kendall likes doing helmets, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, should get Dan on it. Dan's the current holder of the, was it
Yeah,
the
King helmet, Dan.
PTI with his helmet award?
Some of your first round picks next draft. We'll see what we can do.
Good stuff. And then once we've got it updated, Matt, we can get the t-shirts printed and everything. It'd be great. Right. So yeah. Don't know if anybody watched this. I know I didn't. What can I say, really? There's a lot of.
I'd like. Michael's not giving us a game by game blow. I was hoping that would be there so we could just read that out and that'd be it.
I know. I took it personally as well because he came onto the site. He'd done such a great job of that one the previous week that he lost. He came onto the site, obviously looked at this and went, "Well, yeah, that was expected," but then went and actually did quite an in-depth review of the next game he had, and didn't touch this one with a barge pole. So I was absolutely disgusted that he didn't spend any time on this at all.
It's the only game that he's played this season that he hasn't put a relatively lengthy comment, analysis almost, as he did after the Outlaws game
Yeah. So
on the game summary.
yeah, so I feel rightly aggrieved. I think on the basis that he looked at this and went, "Well, yeah, that was a given, right?" There's nothing to say here.
Spitfires aren't worthy of a comment.
Nah,
He went straight to next week's game with Outlaws.
yep, yep. It's a disgrace, really. I think Cannon's probably the only person actually putting any yards on the board for us. Was that he passed for 148 and he ran for 55 of the 58. So yeah, he's a one-man show at the moment. while everybody's busy getting levelled up. So it's great to get through another game without any injuries. What can I say? That was a highlight for me. And Monday Night Football, only week I haven't got any attributes. What the fuck's that about? I thought this was supposed to be heightened attributes, more chance of getting them. I got a shed load of rookies playing, and it's the only week I haven't got a single one.
Are you getting attributes in other games?
Yeah.
I've
I
not
can't
had
remember.
one
I
all
can't
year.
remember the last time I got an attribute. It would have been about 4 or 5 seasons ago, I think.
Well, how many rookies are you playing these days, though?
Oh yeah, always play a few rookies.
A few.
Yeah, got to bleed him in, haven't you?
Do you? Matt, do you bleed them in? I don't tend to bleed them in.
No, they're in my game over, and that'll be about it. Although Mr. Galloway's starting this week, so yeah, it's an exclusive.
How's your attributes going, Dan? Are you picking any up? Are you playing any rookies? Or
And the whole stick him in against my division opponents, because that's usually pretty easy. I've got a rookie team for my other team. I've got a few attributes, so it's not been too bad this year. But I got much more on my Monday Night Football game. Yeah, lucky the draw with you.
Yeah. Oh, weird. I found it very strange. I was like, that was one of the first things I went to the list, have a look at the attributes, and I'm like, that can't be right. That's Monday Night Football. I'm supposed to have an even better chance, but it didn't happen. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of Monday Night Football for week 3. Was that 3? 4. There we go. I've never
Our
known.
Monday Night Football fixtures are about as good as the NFL Thursday Night Football fixtures this
You
season.
mean this week? You mean tonight's game?
This season in general, Thursday Night Football has been absolute dog shit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tonight's is a classic. Tonight's is a classic.
Well, mate.
Remind me.
Carolina against Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there we go. There's something we should definitely be asking for next time. That Monday Night Football should be changed to Thursday Night Football because it truly reflects the NFL a lot better. Right. Okay. So we're going to go on to some Week 5 games. We've got some previews here. Funnily enough, I think it's Snow Bears, Rapiers, and Generals and Heroes we looked at in Week 2 for the corresponding fixtures. So, who wants to get us kicked off today?
Oh, before we go into Week 5, can we have a quick look at that Rapiers Aztecs game?
Okay. Yeah, let's do
Because it's the weirdest game you'll ever see.
Okay, and then based on that performance, we'll have a look at the Monday Shite Football first and put some scores on that. Then, shall we?
Yeah. Okay.
Right, let's have a little look at that Aztecs game then. So we had Dan with his
Right down the bottom.
pounds, and here we have a 17-3 win against Rapiers with a single first down.
It's crazy.
Rapiers absolutely butchered them and somehow managed to only put up 3 points. And Aztecs got 1 first down all day, and put up 17 points.
That's bonkers.
Crazy.
There was over 1,000 yards of punting in this game.
You're kidding me. Well, let's just bring those stats up for the people who like a little bit of punting porn.
Because they're humans too.
Yeah, 612 yards. 45-yard average. Suits you, sir. Look at that. Yeah, that's a punt. That is a punting game, isn't it? It's magic. That is. Look all those.
You're right there, Greg.
Look all those field goals. I mean, Dan, this is your stuff, isn't it? You love a special teams. You love a kicker and a punter, don't you?
As you, I don't think. But yeah, this is a mental game. Patrick's had such an unlucky start to the Atlantic. He doesn't run away this season. He's had a real nightmare.
He's had other games as well. Colas has been non-existent. There was one game he had 20 carries for -2 yards or something, and he ran right here. He 22 carries, averaging 7 yards a carry, but no touchdowns, 2 fumbles, put up 155 yards, but they just got into the red zone and then just crumbled like a deck chair.
Yeah. He's had that
interception returns. Then how did they score?
So the 42-yard pass in the 25th minute and a 57-yard pass. Drive chart.
2 passes.
Oh, look at this. 20 drives. Holy moly.
Yeah, they were both breakouts. Handley's got what do you think? Peripheral vision. So he's got a couple of breakouts.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. Longest drive was 2 minutes. 1 minute 30, a minute 50 seconds, and then a field goal, touchdown. I mean, that is crazy. He got the 1 first down when he went for that field goal.
Yeah, I mean, they've got no running game at all.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback had a completion percentage of 23.
How many games do you see 40 drives in as well?
Never.
That is crazy. And Aztecs don't tend to win that many divisional games either. I don't think so. So great result for them in a crazy game.
Yeah, I don't know. When Patrick was watching that, I don't know how many things got thrown across the room as he's soaking that one up. But yeah, bonkers. 5 turnovers didn't help.
No.
Load of fumbles. But yeah, I'm sure Ian will take that gladly.
So do you reckon he's going to do the same this week then, Jez?
I bloody hope not.
So based on that and the Spartans against, we've already looked at the Spartans and Snow Bears, so we want to put some scores on this?
Yeah, we're away, aren't we? I reckon well, our cornerback hasn't healed up at all, so he's still out. I reckon we'll go for 34-14 Spartans.
34-14. Okay. Dan, you want to put some points on this one?
Yeah. 14-2. They bound to get 2 just random bombs. Maybe 40.
Thinking, Dan.
Well, maybe 14. Let's go with that.
40 what, sorry?
0 to 4. To make it.
42, did you say?
So there's no prizes. That'll do.
Go on in, Matt. We shout. What are you putting up for this one?
I'm going 56.
Ooh.
24.
24.
Ooh.
Big game. Yeah, I'm gonna go around the. Let's do 48. 7. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, Ian. I think it's gonna work out a little bit different than last week. Okay. So which one do you want to cover off next? Want to start from the left and go to the right, or right from the left, or start in the middle, fan out?
Take your pick.
Go to the left.
General's heroes.
Right, so I think this was your recommendation, was it, Matt? Generals Heroes. Thought this would be a
Was it? That was 2 days ago. I can't remember what I did.
absolutely. Let's have a look then.
I've got, to, I've got to admit, I looked at this week's schedule, and to be honest, the games aren't the greatest this week. If you look,
It,
there's not that many competitive games. I think there's quite a lot of one-sided games this week.
yeah, it was a bit of a hard one to pick out, and my eyes aren't working. Where is that game? Heroes. Heroes at home.
Heroes at home, yeah.
There it is.
I think this is the only interesting game. The rest look really pretty one-sided.
Yeah, and
How's the punter doing for the Heroes? Is he doing good?
I don't know. I don't think they put punting stats up here, do they?
Stop talking about punters.
We can have a quick little look. Punting. Let's have a look.
That's classed as rambling, Matt.
What is he?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
got a special watch on that punter.
He's
Yeah.
got a reasonably good average. He's only
We'll
punted
do a separate pod. We'll do a punt watch pod.
much. Yeah,
Just wholly dedicated to punters.
absolutely. Yeah. It's still more exciting than watching that OG that the Stingrays picked up this season. So. Right. So yeah, this division's getting pretty tasty, really, isn't it? So, Barbarians had a great win against the Heroes this week, didn't they? Which puts them at 2-2. I mean, this would be a 0-3 in division if the Heroes don't manage to get a win against the Generals.
Shaping up to be a big passing game. Big air game, this one. Heroes have got number 1 pass offense. Generals got number 4 pass offense.
If the Heroes lose, does that mean that basically not going to make the playoffs, are they? Third in the division, and even if they went 6-4, that probably won't be good enough. That third division, third in your division kills you.
Yeah, I think you could be right. It could be this could be the Heroes' first playoff game. So must win. But yeah, like you say, what we got? Yeah, number 1 pass against number 4.
They've all got some injuries. The biggest injury is probably going to be Minty, who's got a C and a B.
Ouch. Yeah.
So, although based on your fellow last week who put up 460 yards with an injury, then he'd probably be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. C and a B, I'd have him on IR, to be honest, personally. But if he is or not. I wouldn't play anybody with a C and a B.
Have a look, see if he's on IR. He's not on IR at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't. If it was not my player, I wouldn't have him playing this week, regardless of how significant it was.
Do those injuries add up, or does it take the highest injury?
They're cumulative.
No, it adds up.
Yeah, we
It
think
adds up.
It's 30%.
he's picked that up on a special teams as well. So he's playing Minty on special teams.
Oh, well, he's asking for that then.
Yeah, when it should go to, man. I mean,
I'm all for bigging up your special teams, but that's the risk you take if you're putting someone like Minty on your special teams.
Yeah. So what do we reckon then? Generals sitting second at the moment. Heroes need this win. They're at home. Spread says it's Heroes by 4.
Yeah, I'm going an away win. Generals 27, Heroes 24.
You're a close one.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you reckon, Dan?
This might be the best division actually around at the moment. I reckon, because he has to play, because he has to win this game. I know he's down a couple of injuries. I think it'll make the difference. I think going to be Heroes 30, Generals 20. Good.
Jez?
I'm going Heroes 40, Generals 31.
Okay. I'm going to back the Generals on this one. I think the Heroes, even though showed a lot of confidence picking a punter in round 2, like, there is absolutely nothing else I need apart from a punter. I am going to go with the Generals on the basis they're going to keep it tight, keep the Barbarians on their toes. I'm going to go 35 to 21. Okay, right, Scorpion Sun Devils. Another divisional game. So what have we got here at the moment? We got Sun Devils 2-2 now. Scorpions picked up their first loss last week. Is that right?
Mm.
Yeah, lost to the Magpies.
They lost to the Magpies 20-14. Have blown away all the other opposition. Oh no, apart from the Stampede.
No, you're all right first time.
Was this quite a close game again? Only 158 yards passing. What happened? Jesus Christ, Matt. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, we know the Magpies' defense is good, to be fair, don't we? Because they had 2 shutouts week 1 and week 2. So
yeah, I wonder what the difference. I don't know if they got. What are your defensive ends like at the moment, Matt? Are they half decent?
my right end is all pro. Left end's level 10, 11, something like that.
See, season 34, round 1 pick, level 9 quality with tunnel vision. Yeah. Don't know if that's making a difference or not. Maybe.
I don't know. It's hard to tell with sacks at the moment because obviously they changed the sack stats, don't they? It used to be that all the sacks went to your right end, but now they seem to go spread out across the line regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I hadn't realised they picked up their first loss. So Nick's backing with a chance of 5-5. So Sun Devils 2-2, 3-1. Good rivalry with these teams as well. I think these ones are all another one of these ones where it's all bitter rivals and stuff. So anything could happen.
Dave always likes to pull a result out occasionally every year. He always pulls one out you're not expecting him to pull out.
Yeah. Is this the one then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's have a little look at.
I don't know what the injuries. Oh, I was going to say what the injuries like.
Certainly, D's have got a few minor injuries, a handful of minor injuries across the board. Scorpions have got an E on their inside linebacker and a D on the cornerback. But without having a look at them, I don't know if they're starters or not, or if they're special teamers.
Let's have a little look.
And I don't want to break tradition by going into too much detail in this pod, so I'm not going to bother looking at them.
Yeah, nothing special teams wise, so could potentially be starters.
Aye, that IB could be big. If that's his only IB.
Yep, and he's the only one who's put on injured reserve as well. So
Hmm.
And that's maybe
That's a
why they
lot,
got
right?
beat last week. Yeah.
sorry, what was that, Dan?
Pass a lot as well, right? So create some drama, but you never know. They've got a couple of opportunities here, maybe.
Right, what we're going with today then on the Sun Devils against the Scorpions. Then you're backing the Sun Devils, then, are you, Matt?
And yeah, 21 to the Sun Devils, 17 to the Scorps.
21-17. Okay. Cheers, with Dan.
I will go 18-28.
18-28. That's one you don't see that often. What do you fancy, Dan?
To me, I'll go 17-31. Scorps to win.
31. I think if the Sun Devils were at home, I'd back them. They're not, so I'm going to go 14-35. Okay. Right, the final one we had up here was the Snow Bears against the Rapiers. So we've already looked at the Rapiers last game when they managed to walk all over the Aztecs and still not get a win. Now they've got the Snow Bears. Snow Bears coming off of a loss.
And it's at Bath as well. It's Rapiers at Snow Bears, isn't it? So yeah, I think this game is, well, on the back of last week. This game is looking like it's going to be pretty one-sided. Polar Bears are pretty healthy, I think. Apart from Pinkston, they're still missing Pinkston, but they've done okay without him. Rapiers have got an E and an F, so that's a bit tasty. But unless Patrick can change up one or two things, it's going to be another one-sided affair. But Rapiers are better than that game last week, for sure. And they're better than what they've showed up so far this season. So I'm sure Patrick's just finding his way around the team. If he can find what they're really about, then they'll pull out some results. Don't think it's going to be this week though.
I wonder if they peaked a couple of seasons ago, didn't they? When Adam, so I do wonder if they're all getting a little bit age 5, 6 on the decline now. Probably not the force they once were.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Both
Their
those,
week 2 game as well, the Snow Bears and Rapiers, and it wasn't that close.
and both
The
those
scoreboard, but
serious injuries he's got are to starters. On his O line, a guard and a tackle. So his O line's going to be properly beat up.
Go to that bold prediction. Weren't the Rapiers predicted to win the division?
Yeah, that was me. So yeah, but swiftly be back to the game here. Yeah, the other thing is that watching the Snow Bears games, they have a really good run defense, and the Rapiers can't seem to get their running game going against non-good run defenses as well. So I really think they're gonna run into a wall, literally, for this one. And I think it's going to be one of those ones where it's a good season for them to get to grips with the league, start to get an understanding of what's going on, ready for if he wants to try and kick a rebuild off, I guess, or bring in a different approach after this if it's not working out for Patrick.
be honest, there's a danger in this game. He puts his entire rookies on there anyway because he's already lost 3 games.
Yeah.
Might he might just think bugger this. I'll get the experience into the rookies straight away.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out what happens there. Snow Bears by 8. I think it could be a little bit more than that. Shall I put mine on first? Because I never seem to go first. So I just put mine on there and put it
Oh,
out.
Is
Greg, you
that
go
why
first.
you're winning? Is that why you keep winning? Is it you go last? Is that what it is?
Maybe. I'm going to go 42 to. He might get 10. I reckon. That'd be my feel for it. Dan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that big. Raiders just got a horrible schedule. I think 28-14. I'll go.
28. What? Sorry. 14. Was that right? I think it's just the sound's just snipping off the front, so it's taking a while before it kicks in. So I'm not catching all of it. Right, cheers. What do you reckon?
I'm going 37-10.
37-10. Matt.
48-0 to the Snow Bears.
Oh, it's not been an egg predicted right yet, so that might.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. There's the week 5. The top 4 games. I mean, looking at the schedule, the Monday Night Football might actually be one of the better ones. So you never know.
I actually think it could potentially be the best game actually.
Oh,
If the Aztecs play like they did last week.
do behave.
So yeah, there we go.
Change that game.
Nothing to
Change that
see
game
here.
plan.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Right, so that's the games. Right, let's have a little bit of fun now. So it's a different little section we're going to have a little look at. Is the Redaction Flight Lounge. So there are no promotions in Gridiron, but there are. So here we go. So we're going to have a little look now of some of the potential arrivals from the Big Sky, Continental, Delta, Empire, and who might leave us. They've had their time in the Atlantic. The Riches have had a little look and they've gone, do you know what, you're ready for this. You're ready to come up here and start getting owned by Dave Russell. So we'll have a little look through who we've got here. So we'll start on the left. Who might turn up in the Atlantic if there's the opportunity?
Well, scratch Theo because he's already in the GFL.
Yeah, don't think he'll want to come down. The only thing.
He could apply for promotion to the Atlantic from the GFL.
Yeah.
That's.
So he's been in the Atlantic as well, hasn't he? So
Yeah, he beat me in a ball. He beat me in a ball and then buggered off before I got a chance to beat him again.
so he's doing well with
He
his.
did you a favour, Matt.
Nah, I always say this, and I would like the best coaches in the Atlantic. I don't care. I just want the best ones. So I'd love Theo and Conrad to be in it. In fact, any of them ones on their rival ones, they all look like they've got great records. Bring them all up, if they're ready and want to do it.
Yeah.
Makes it harder. When you win, it's worth it. Then you know you're beating the best. They stick Dave Russell on their rivals as well. I know it never happened, but do it. I don't care. Give me the best.
So I don't think the Empire are going to get rid of him by him being in the GFL and the Atlantic as his affinity team. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's midway through
Yeah.
or just underway with another rebuild for the gunslingers. So I just think he's gonna have another shot at the big one.
On the same, apologies. On the same basis, you can also scratch Colin Fisher because he's also in the GFL.
He is, and in the same division as well, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah,
And he's been in the Atlantic before as well. Didn't he get promoted from the Atlantic?
he did. Yeah, he's already been through the flight lounge. So
He's had his passport stamped.
yeah. I mean Theo has as well because Theo was Mariners, wasn't he? I think he was Mariners. He won the bowl with the Mariners a couple of times. I think went up.
No, he wasn't the Mariners. What was he? I wanted to say Outlaws. I'm sure it wasn't the Mariners. District 12 something, so I don't know.
Oh, look, there we go.
No, it was. There you go, I was wrong.
Not that I do any research or anything, but luck box that. I luck box that one. I can't remember who Colin was with though. Can't remember if he was in the same. Was that the same division? I think he might have been the Bears. Was it the Red Bull Bears? There we go.
Right.
Birmingham Bears.
There we go. So it was Birmingham Bears in there as well. So he's been through. He's already passed through, shall we say? So then we got another couple of interesting. Well, we talked about pass throughs. Todd down in the Empire. So he's yet another one who's. I think he was the Spartans.
Yes.
He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt, hasn't he?
He's been there, got the T-shirt, went to the.
He went Atlantic, and then he went up to the witches. No, the witchcraft.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
GFL, and then he stepped back out and came back into the Atlantic a year later. Into the Empire a year later.
That's right. Yeah, because he went up into the GFL. Decided to try and tear him up with that 60 quick quarterback, and then all of a sudden people were moaning about how 60Q quarterbacks were unplayable, and then rule changes out the back of that and everything. So
Yeah, the one with the girl's name, wasn't it?
yeah, was it Head or
It's Sally Head or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah. So he's been up and down, up and down. So yeah. So who else we got left there then? A couple from the Continental, Dan. So do you want to give us an overview of Max and Daniel? Oh, I think you're on mute. Can't hear you. Uh-oh, we lost Dan. Dan's sound's gone.
Nope. No, not having it, is it?
Nah.
Not having it.
Here we go.
On the headphones.
There we go. Yeah.
No, nightmare with Discord. Yeah, I had a couple of guys. The Continental, like everyone says, they're not going to leave because everyone loves it in the Continental, so that's a problem. And we do those interviews, and everyone says, "Oh no, I wouldn't take it if I was at it," or they've turned it down. But there's a couple guys I don't know if they might take it. So Dan Bishop, who won the bowl last year, he might a change of pace, and then we've got Max Altenberg at the Bullets, and they're always good. He'd be a good addition, but like I say, I don't know if people will take it anymore. Everyone gets pretty loyal to their old team, so trying to get them to throw it all in the air and move is sometimes a bit of a stretch. But those two up there, because you never know, they might be interested in a new challenge.
Yeah, and Max, he's the son of Carl, and he's in the GFL, I believe, isn't he? So Carl's in the GFL, Max in the C. That would be the path for Max and Carl um, united in the GFL. So yeah, maybe.
Do we think anyone's going to leave the GFL this year? Can't say.
I don't know. It's a good question. So if have a little look, I think quite a few of the ones that have got up there are kind of getting to that point where they might just be about in place to have a go. So Pete, Aaron, even Chris is looking good now. So who else have we got here? This is the only division, the NFC North. This is the only division that hasn't. They're all the originals still. Nobody's left there. It's all pretty bedded in. So I'm not sure.
What's your market near me?
Yeah, and I think I mean that was kind of how Pete got the job. So so yeah, it's almost the truth there. But yeah, I don't know. Jim's been around there for a while, but Jim's been the Atlantic, so I can't see him walking away. Gary's up there, probably rebuilding, but he's in the Big Sky as well at the moment. Kevin's rebuilding. Paul's part of the furniture. Brian's part of the furniture. Simon's only been up there for a little while. Potentially Tim. I don't know. I don't know if he'd step away from the Raiders at all. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. Phil's pretty new in there as well. And then all of this lot here who get a regular hiding from Dave's. They're all on affinity teams now as well. So I think it's a good challenge down. I'm not even sure if there is going to be anything there.
It's pretty set. It's like a good division now. Now we've got people like Pete and Aaron in there, and it's lined up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So the good news is that we probably won't lose LJE. We might lose Johnny then, unless they want to step back and just go back to one team or back to Continental. Johnny was Continental, right?
Yeah, he won tons in the Continental. So I'm not surprised he had a fancy new challenge. Yeah, he'd probably be up for a GFL spot, I reckon, if a good team came up.
Yeah. And that was the only other one that we had down there as a little wild card on the arrivals was Dave Shep. So he stepped away from, I think it was the Black Knights in the GFL. He's just college
That
owned.
was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
You never know, might be a returner.
He wins perennially in college, doesn't he? Still, so
He does, yeah. But again, it's the same thing here. We've got quite a few. If I look at this now, I think to myself, there's probably not, but there's not anyone this season that I could see maybe stepping away from a team.
I think 4 based on previous seasons.
He's
I'm going 4.
four teams being available.
4 leaders. 4 teams being available. Yeah,
Who do you see stepping away?
which I reckon Cyclones. Don't know. You just go on the activity. Cyclones just haven't been active for years. It could be all sorts of. It could be the Stallions. I mean, they've got. I mean, Martin's got an affinity, another team as well. So you just don't know.
Yeah,
But it's been 3 or 4 for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
yeah. I mean, I mean, Alex, the Sharks now, he looks like he's up for the challenge and wants to get stuck in. So I can't see him. You know, Sharks might see a little bit of stability. I don't know if Lee's about much. Haven't seen much interaction from him on the games or anything either. So maybe he might be thinking, oh well, time wise, it might not be working. Alex,
The whole selection process for choosing to offer a place in the GFL to someone if it becomes available is an interesting one, because if you look at if you base it primarily on success and recent success, so there's recency bias there, you'd obviously look at Avalanche and Johnny, and Johnny's done a really good job there since he's been in, but he was very lucky in taking over a really good roster, whereas other coaches have come in where coaches have stepped out because the roster's dog shit. I mean, you look at Alex just come into the Sharks. You look at Bill that's just come into the Sonics. Both of those rosters need complete rebuilding, and they'll take 3-4 seasons to do that. They may well end up with good teams at that point, but there's no way they're going to be able to show any sort of success until they're at that sort of level. It's going to take a long, long time. So Johnny was really lucky, and I think he's been the first to admit that he was very lucky to take over such a good roster. But on that basis, is it fair to offer someone like that, with no offence to Johnny, because he's obviously a really good coach, but someone that's in those circumstances, a chance then to step up when all they've done is manage a really good roster well?
Yeah. But someone like Johnny specifically, he won his continental record, I guess, and think, well, he's built a team, and he won 50 on the bounce in the set continental. So you'd have to go a little bit further back to check records, because you're right, it doesn't really tell you if you just landed a great team. Look like, I think that's the problem we had with the Atlantic a little bit when we had came in and dropped out again. They just had 1 or 2 years success with probably teams that were good when they inherited them. So you can't tell at all how good they are. They probably just kept the same orders up and just won by your chance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got a good coach will come into a team like that and they'll ride the wave, which is exactly what Johnny's done, and he's done it really well. You've got other coaches there, some that are taking the long route. I mean, there's no one taking a longer route than you, Greg, on this rebuild. Jesus Christ. But Lee Wood's taking the Mariners through a big rebuild. So's Kendall. Bill's taking the Sonics through a big rebuild. There's others that have, done the same through their own choice, mind. But in some cases, it's out of necessity, because if you come into a roster that just isn't good enough, and you can't do anything apart from rip it to pieces and build from scratch, then that's what they're doing. So yeah, it's an interesting debate.
oh yeah, right.
Not sure what my point was there, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I think it's a fair point. I mean, but good roster doesn't necessarily equate to success. I mean, if you believe what Dean had said about the Rapier's roster, Lottie should have made 2 bowls on the trot, and that didn't happen. You know, riding on coattails. That's how I managed to do it, innit, Matt? So
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You lost the first you won, didn't you? So,
Oh yeah, well that was complete first season amateur rubbish that was. Not understanding what.
it wasn't you coaching it anyway. It was me anyway, according to Holton. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was only like 5 seasons in, and then we were seen in the same room, and then people thought, oh okay, maybe this Greg fella is actually not Matt. So yeah, but yeah, it's I think a good roster doesn't necessarily equate to a winning team. So, you know, Johnny's come in there and he's managed to maintain, and that's sometimes a little bit harder as well, because you take over maybe not so many draft picks. You take on an older roster, and
You didn't have a lot.
you got to
You didn't have a lot of picks.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Lee's Snow Bears. I mean, the way in which he turned around that rebuild in 2 seasons. Again, that's for me. It's like if you've got a good roster, which can drive you good picks, to then help, because then you've got to get rid of less. You know, you haven't got to go as much as of a dip down as if you haven't got a great roster, and that's why I'm suffering at the moment. It's because I came in, it was a dog shit roster, and then I looked at the other teams around me and thought, well, if I accelerate the rebuild, I might beat the curve on some of them. It didn't quite work out right for me. Made a bowl, but it didn't quite work out right for me. Because Lee came in and didn't blow up the Bears when he should have done. He waited 2 more seasons. But again, because I didn't get as much collateral and then burnt through more picks to try and build the squad quickly, that's kind of why I'm where I am at the moment, I think. So starting properly from scratch, which I'd never done before, so it's interesting for me. But yeah, it might be a very quiet season of ups and downs, looking at stability at the moment.
You never know, do you? Sometimes it's personal reasons. Sometimes a coach will have just been doing it for a while and lost his mojo. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see.
We shall indeed. But there we go. We'll keep an eye on it for the rest of the season, see if we get any other wild cards in there. Right. We'll call it there. I'll have to see if I can cut some of the bullshit out before I post it. But thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, Dan. Nice to see a fresh face.
Yeah, good to see you, Dan.
So about the sound and video issues, I actually got something out of it.
Yeah, no worries.
Right.
Really appreciate it. All right. Thanks, everyone.